So, good morning, everyone. I usually don't do videos as semi-early-ish, but I had to be up early this morning due to my daughter going to summer school. And I wanted to do a video last night, but I had to get some sleep. And I was to the point where I was like, it's late and I have to get up at 6:30, and I was like, I don't want to get up. Hence why I'm still laying here. You guys don't judge me, but I just finished watching an episode of The Kardashians. Yes, I am one of those people that watch that show. Leave me alone. Don't judge me. I think people's lives are entertaining, including mine. I'm serious. Anyways, so I just want to get on here because I need to vent, like always. And obviously I'm having a lot of people that follow me that are like, when are you posting your next video? And it's like, guys, I'm a full-time mom, a full-time partner, a semi-full-time employee. It just depends on if somebody's sick or not. And I need days where I just draw, paint, doodle, whatever, or I need days where I just can sit in our pool outside and enjoy the weather, because I live in a state that has 4 seasons, and it's cold 9 months out of the year, more like forever. And it's only warm for like 2 months. Anyways, so I need to get on here to vent because I thought I was having an okay day yesterday, and then not so okay, I guess. I don't know. So sorry, my freaking arms are killing me. Anyways, so I wanted to complain at work due to the sole fact that, again, I do way more than anybody else. And I feel like that's a quick trip mentality kind of thing. But I feel like it doesn't matter where I work or what I do for a living. There's always that one employee that feels like they do way more than anybody else. So anyways, I didn't complain. I managed to get all my work done by like 2:30 yesterday. And then, of course, the phone started ringing. And it was like, can we order food? And I was like, no, you cannot order food. And then, so my boyfriend was home with our daughter at the time, right? So, like, he left work maybe a half an hour or so after this whole situation had happened. So anyways, I answer the phone, I take the order, I'm gonna go do it. I have somebody that walked into the store. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so tired. This is why I'm still laying down. Anyways, so I had somebody walk into the store and they're like, we're from Litchfield. I was just like, okay, we need a bunch of stuff. And I was just like, okay. So then I had to call my boyfriend and I was like, did you know Litchfield needed product? And he was like, no. So I was gathering up all the product. I ended up with 2 more orders on my screen, and I was just like, well, don't care about the times at the moment. They're gonna go down. Don't care. Right. So then I got the like 5 orders out that I needed to get out. my boyfriend had come back to work, told me that the next shift supervisor was going to be late, this and that and everything else, right? And I was like, okay, not a big deal. So then we were just kind of talking and bullshitting and everything else, you know, and I thought everything was good, you know. Come home, had, you know, texted my friends like, hey, blah, 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 let's go take a walk, let's just go hang out, all that fun kind of jazz. And so we did. We went down to the river, and the water here is super high and crazy. So in the town that I live in, we have a sanctuary with like deer in it, and they're super adorable and super cute, along with obviously like ducks and random other kind of things too as well. It's got a really nice campground attached to it. It's a part, and it's like there's a river that goes through it. Anyway, so we walked down closer to like the highway where the river goes down to, and obviously there's a bridge on a highway over the river, duh. Anyways, so the water, so you know, like legs and stuff that go to it, so like the water is like almost to like the top part of like where the legs are that attach to the bridge. And I'm just like thinking to myself, that water goes any fucking higher, it's ridiculous. Well, then there's like a path, there's a couple of paths where you can walk underneath the bridge that gets you to another little sanctuary part to it, and this and that and everything else. It's an absolutely beautiful trail, that's all I have to say. And sometimes my friends and I, we just like, you know, go hang out down there and talk or whatever kind of thing. So we went and hung out down there, and then we went over to this little mom and pop frozen yogurt ice cream shop kind of thing that's only open during the summer. It's super wonderful and super cute. My daughter loves it. I love it. I feel like I've been there this whole fucking summer with my daughter, with my friends, not with my boyfriend. Because, you know, heaven forbid, Pizza Hut can't fucking run. Oh god, this video is gonna have a lot of shit in it. Good luck, there's a lot of content. Anyways, so I stayed out until like 9 o'clock-ish, you know, which that's about normal, because usually if we go like have drinks or whatever, we're out for about like an hour to an hour and a half tops kind of thing, you know. Anyway, so we were just kind of talking, bullshitting, you know, just having fun. And every so often I do like to go out with my friends, and I do like to just talk about like this and that and everything else, right? So I get home, you know, and my daughter's all like, oh, hey, hi. And it was like hot as heck in the house. Nobody had turned the AC on. And I had the AC on. I thought before I left, I had turned it on, and somehow it got turned off. So it's hot in the house, and my daughter's out in the living room, and I'm like, okay, so I walk into the bedroom. Now, the minute I get home, my phone's, all the notifications are popping up on my phone, right? And there was a notification from work, and I'll get to that in a second. But anyways, I walk into my room, or my boyfriend and ours room, and he's sleeping. And I'm like, okay. And I go, has Dad been sleeping the whole time? And she goes, yeah. You know. And she's like, I'm bored. And I'm like, okay, well, first off, I need to find something to eat because I'm hungry. And the only thing I ate was like the ice cream thing. And I was like, I need to change my clothes because I'm hot. I just came back from a walk. Sorry, the TV just went off on me. I just came back from a walk. Like, I need some time to, you know, adjust and everything, right? And so I was like, hang on. Well, then what I was planning on gonna do, because I had to be up so early with Eva, you know, for summer school and things like that, you know, I was gonna be like, let's just come downstairs into the basement, you know, sleep, and then we'll get up in the morning, we'll get ourselves ready for school, we'll go wait for the bus, the whole thing. And I'll get into that too. You'll get a kick out of this too. Anyways, so as I'm getting ready to basically get everybody ready for bed, Eva and I, my boyfriend wakes up, and at first I didn't think he was awake. I thought he was still sleeping. And I go, Eva, is your dad awake? And she's like, well, he's standing right there. And I was like, oh. So then I looked at Anthony and I said, oh, you're awake? And he kind of, you know, when you first wake up, you're kind of, you know. So I left him alone, and I was like, I really want a pizza, and I was going to order a pizza, but I ended up making chicken patties instead, which I was okay with. Oh, that reminds me, I got to pull a hamburger out tonight. Anyways, so I go into the room to go eat, right? And I looked at Anthony and I said, oh, did you sleep well? And he was like, oh, I didn't even really fucking sleep. I fell asleep like 5 minutes before you got home. And I was like, okay, well, our daughter said that you were asleep basically the entire time after I left. And he goes, she's a liar. And I'm just like, okay. So anyways, oh god, I must have got eaten up by bugs or something. I'm itchy. Anyways, so, I was like, okay, well, I wish she wouldn't, you know, make up stories, this and that and everything else. So she was like, she's trying to defend herself, which, you know, all kids do. And, you know, I was just like, okay, you know, whatever. So, he was crabby, and I was just gonna, you know, eat my food and then go to bed kind of thing. Plug my phone in, go to bed kind of thing. Well, then I kind of wanted to talk to him about, you know, all the stuff that was going on, or that I had done with my friends and stuff, right? Because we were having fun, and I always like to tell him about my adventures. So there was a little bit of that. I did tell him about all the stuff that we talked about, and I told him, you know, what we were joking about, giggling about, talking about, like the whole thing. And I thought Anthony and I were doing fine. Well, I had noticed, so getting back to the notification, so one of my employees from work was like, oh, you know, I noticed that some of the new dough and the old dough were mixed in together. Can we please make sure that we're using the correct dough first? And I'm like, that's impossible. That's not a thing. It doesn't do that. Like, she was grabbing it wrong. 100%. And Anthony was like, yeah, she's probably grabbing it wrong. So then I posted in the chat saying, you know, we grab it from right behind, left, then up, right? And I was like, you're probably just grabbing it wrong, you know, no big deal. You didn't know how to do it. We didn't show you how to do it. Not a big deal. But I do agree with the fact that we should use the old dough first and make sure that we're not mixing the old dough and the new dough. And I posted it in our work chat thing or whatever, right? Well, Anthony saw it, and then he flipped out on me, and he was like, you're basically accusing her of her doing something wrong, and we don't know that she did something wrong. How do you and I not know that you and I didn't mix up the dough? I'm like, well, first off, you and I don't do that. We've worked in the restaurant business since we were freaking 15 years old. We know what FIFO is. We know what rotation is. We know all of that shit. We don't fuck around with any of that shit. So you can't even sit here and say that we fucked it up. Okay? And I didn't think the way I said it was mean or rude or disrespectful or saying that she did it wrong. I was just saying you could have possibly grabbed new dough, not realizing that there was still a stack of old dough that you still needed to go through. It happens, you know. And if Anthony's not showing her like grab from here, then here, then here, then here, you know, it's not a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal, but he blew up on me. He thought it was the biggest fucking deal in the world. You're accusing her that she fucked up, but then you're also saying you do agree the fact that we should. I'm like, okay. So I had to delete my fucking message out of this stupid group meet and then say, sorry, ignore my message. And he was all like, I was going to go into work tomorrow and be like, what did you do? How did you do this? Right? And I was like, you know what? You want to cater to this other person, more power to you. I'm sorry that I'm a little more critique about things. You know, I've worked in a lot of corporate food franchises or corporate company food places, however you want to put it. And sometimes if you messed up, you got called out on it, you know. Now, there are good ways and bad ways to call people out on their stuff. Like, oh, hey, I need to talk to you about something. You messed up on this. I just want you to know, and I'm just clarifying with you that we do it like this. So next time, please make sure you do it like this. And if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, let me know or ask somebody else, and we'll make sure that we, you know. And I didn't think that I did it in an insulting manner, but he did. 100% was like, that was insulting. And I was like, it just triggered me. And I was just like, I'm not fucking dealing with you at the moment. I'm not dealing with you at the moment. So I grabbed my stuff, like my phone charger, my water. I brought it down to the basement and I literally slept in the basement because I was like, I am not dealing with you and your crap tonight. You're acting like a complete ass to me. And I did nothing wrong besides go out, hang out with friends. And I said this one comment in the group, my work chat thing. And you're trying to sit here and like protect this person. Because you don't have to want to work 6 to 7 days a week. Because that is what they're requiring you to do as a owner of a company. Okay, and like, no, we don't own it. We just work for the franchise. But he is a general manager. And as anybody who has worked, a general manager ends up pulling more hours than basic employees do. Even shift managers, okay? So anyone that works as a, like, Quick Trip, for example, because I feel like that's just easier for me to explain. Anyone that is a GSL, which is a guest service leader, an ASL, an assistant service leader, an assistant store leader, or a store leader, or like a certified trainee food service leader, or a certified trainee store leader, they pull more hours than a team member, a shift lead. You know what I'm saying? Because first off, most of those people are salary. Some of them are hourly salary, but they're only supposed to go to a certain amount of hours, which is usually 50, okay? And that's why. And so something that I kind of wanted to talk about is that, so Anthony has always wanted to be his own boss, which I have always found amazing. Like, that is one of the best dreams in the world, because you want to run your own company. You're going to run it with your rules and regulations. You're going to do it your way, this and that and everything else, right? And you always have to start out small before you can, like, be like, have the loan for this or whatever, right? Well, sorry, when you work in franchises like this or corporate companies like this, you're going to have to pull more hours. Does that suck for like him and I or all of us, including our daughter? Yeah, it does. And the fact that I don't drive and everything else, yeah, it totally does. But at the same time, this is what he stepped into. This is his responsibility. This is what he needs to take care of. And if he feels that an employee is going to be too sensitive over a comment like, what I made, and she's going to walk and quit, then she's not tough in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't want to step on her toes due to the sole fact that he doesn't want to have to work 6 days a week, 6 to 7 days a week. You know, like, he wants to be able to have his 2 days off. He wants to be able to have, you know, to sleep all day long. He wants to be able to play video games all day long. He wants to be able to not go into the car and drive up to the store or do any of that other stuff all day long. You know, but unfortunately, as a general manager, as anybody who owns a company, sometimes you work more than your managers or your peons. It's how it works. Does it suck? 100%. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it doesn't suck. Suck it up, buttercup. No, it sucks. It super sucks. You know, and that's why I said I think it's fantastic and phenomenal that he has this dream of like wanting to be his own owner, wanting to be his own boss, wanting to run his company the way he wants to run it. That's great, because that's kind of the only way you're going to live in the world, is if you live like by your rules and regulations, you know, because we all know how society is. And I'm not going to go into that rant because that's a rant for another video, you know. But my point behind it is like, if somebody cannot take a little bit of criticism from what I said, then they need to not work in customer service, and they not need, like, and here's the other thing. This employee also works at a nursing home or an assisted living. She's going to school to be a nurse. You can't sit here and tell me that she hasn't had a critical thing if she were to say something like, oh, resident number, da-da-da-da-da, you did this wrong, you know, and then they turn around and say, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, seriously? I didn't say it in a bad way, but he blew up at me due to the fact that he was like, you're basically accusing her that she grabbed from the wrong pile. And we don't know that. You're right, we don't. And yes, I am assuming. And yes, we all know that assuming makes an ass out of you and me. She could have always replied back and said, I did not grab from the wrong pile. I was following protocol. And I would have been like, okay. But he didn't even let her get a sec or a chance to reply to it. He just told me to delete. Well, I deleted it, but he like literally fucking blew up at me. Like, this is my job. This is my responsibility. And you don't take the responsibility. And you don't have the confidence to look at somebody and say, stop it. Knock it off. You had a hell of a time firing DJ, who was one of the troubled some employees that you had, because you didn't want to do it because you didn't want to lose a friend. And I've told him, I go, what happens if I screw up or I do something that Matt says she's done, you have to let her go? Are you going to be able to look at me and be like, you're fired? No. I'm your girlfriend. You think I'm going to break up with you because we work together? No. If I'm doing something and company policy is saying that you need to get rid of me and you're going to lose your job because of me, fire me. Okay, fire me. I understand. I'm not going to blow up. Now, the reason why that DJ blew up was because he's young and doesn't understand the concept of the world yet. And he thought that we were basically disrespecting him behind his back, and we weren't. We just knew that he wasn't following procedures, and we tried to explain it to him. and he refused to believe us. So that's on him, not us, you know. But it's just like, I don't understand where his mentality was last night, why he was acting the way that he was acting last night. But it triggered me to the point that I was just like, no, I'm not dealing with you right now. I'm not. I have to walk away from the situation. I have to put myself in a positive situation, and I have to pray to God that I am not going to blow up on you because I want to. Because that's something else. Like, I'm slowly learning that there's just times where you start a fight, and then there's times where you don't start a fight. And last night, I may have started a little bit of a fight and a little bit of an issue, but I was frustrated. So I acted on emotion. I'm not going to sit here and say that I didn't. But that's, again, for another time. And I really don't want to get into it, because I really don't need you guys to think that I'm some kind of, like, liar, lunatic, psychopath, or whatever. I mean, who knows? But let's just say that sometimes I do get a little jealous. I do lie and take things out of proportion, and I do go act on emotion. You know, like, I'm a human. Sorry. You know, but it set me off. It set me off. It triggered me, and I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not. I want to fucking be alone, and I have to be the one that has to get up with her for the next 3 weeks for summer school while you get to sleep. Like, no, fuck you. 100% fuck you. You know? So, I am not a happy woman at the moment. And I was like, oh, you know what, tomorrow I think I'm gonna like set up the pool. I think I'm gonna relax. But then I was like looking at the weather bug because I wanted to see what it was gonna be like, and it's like a little bit of chance of rain, and I'm just like, can we just not with the rain? I'm so tired of the rain. Anyways, so my daughter had summer school today, this morning, because I said I was gonna get into that too. So my daughter had summer school this morning, and the school sent out like who her teacher was, you know, what time the bus was gonna come, this and that and everything else. And I got a phone call from the bus company, and they were like, the bus will be here at this time, da da da, this and that, right? So like, I'm thinking like it's an actual school bus, or like one of the smaller buses. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a school bus, or it's one of the smaller buses. Got it, no big deal. Oh my God, you guys. So we sat outside sometime between like, we started out there about 7-11, and then I had to come back in because I needed to know if she needed a room number or not, but there wasn't a room number on it. But I told her the woman's name, and I said to my daughter, I go, you have to say your full name and both last names, because my daughter has a long name. Yeah, like a long first name, but we give her a nickname, and then she has 2 last names due to the fact that that was an argument that I was like, ain't gonna happen, and this is how we're doing it, kind of thing. So that is what we did. We gave her 2 last names, and I'm sticking with it, and I don't care. But when she turns 18, she can pick whatever last name she wants. I can tell you right now, she's gonna pick mine, and I'm kind of like, but I always try to coax her into taking her father's name, just because of this whole fact that we need to make sure that, you know, even though she is a girl, and depending on if she gets married or what she does in her life, her name may change, but who knows, you know. So that's another conversation for another time. But yeah, I secretly know that she'll take my last name, and it's fine, because that means that my grandfather's last name gets to live on forever. Anyways, so we're sitting outside waiting for it, and she's like, what time is it? How much longer? You know, so we were like counting down the minutes. And then this like, so first this like silver van passed us or whatever, and I thought, oh, okay, right? So then it was a maroon color van, and it had like some writing on it. Didn't really see it because we were sitting at the front and they were parked kind of at the road. And the guy rolls down the window and he goes, Ava, because that's what my daughter's nickname is. And I was like, yeah. So I looked at my daughter and I said, there you go, there's your bus, you know. So I picked her up in a van. So I have this friend, and she's married and she's got 4 kids, you know, so like I can kind of talk to her about mom stuff. So I sent her a text message like, I just put my kid in a white van. I didn't, but the feeling was there. Like, if you know, if you're a parent, you have that feeling like, did I just like put my child in a van with a kidnapper? You know, like, it's that feeling. And because I watch all of these, oh my God, guys, you're gonna judge me. I watch all of these crime documentaries. It's literally where my head went to. I was just like, oh, hey. Look, I know she's safe. I know that if there was anything that was going to happen in any which way, shape, or form, I would have gotten a phone call, I would have gotten an email, I would have gotten something, you know. At least I'd hope. And I didn't. I didn't have her bring like a little backpack with for her to like take her phone with, because it's only for 2 hours and I needed her to kind of like concentrate, you know. But yeah. so like the thought processes that I had in my head. But so that's basically all that happened yesterday. What has been going on with me for like the last few days has not been much besides work. My 4th of July was okay. You saw some of my shorts in like my 2-minute video that I did. We tried to have a bonfire. Like, I wanted to have a bonfire too while we were like outside and just chill. And thanks, rain. Gotta love it. So yeah, like there was that, and then it was Anthony's first day off without having to work, which was great. And yeah, so honestly, there hasn't been a whole lot going on. At work, we celebrated 2 people's birthdays, one of our new shift leads and then one of our team members. And so I bought cookies and cupcakes, or we bought cookies and cupcakes. People have been eating them, so I'm super happy about it. All the cookies are gone. Shocker. And almost all the cupcakes are gone. So yeah, honestly, I've just been trying to relax, enjoy my summer. I've been trying to just be like in the moment and do anything and everything that I can, because at some point school's gonna start, you know, like, so I have to go to the library at some point today, and I gotta print off some paperwork that I gotta send in to the district so that I can get Eva free lunches or reduced lunches, and then, you know, rent a Chromebook for her, because, you know, in the era of technology, school has now gotten to the point where you do all of your homework and all of your activities and everything on this Chromebook. It's not paper anymore, and it's super frustrating. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I thought at least my daughter would go through school with just paper and pencil like I did, but I hit a technology boom era, and I'm just like, this is dumb. So since 4th grade, so for the last 2 years, she has been using a Chromebook for school, and I'm just like, that's dumb. Like, that is just so dumb. So yeah, and there's some errands, some things, and then we want to have a family movie night. We want to go see Inside Out 2, but we'll see how everybody's personality is clashing today before we start to do anything like that. I'm gonna definitely need some time to wake up, some time to just like, kind of thing, you know. But I wanted to get on here and do a video because I know that you guys have been wanting me to, and I know that I don't like do it religiously due to the sole fact that I don't get much time to myself. I don't. And even if I did get time to myself, I don't want to say I have to be secretive about it, you know, but I need to do this in private, you know. Like, all this stuff that I post on YouTube, it's not that Anthony doesn't know about any of it, okay? It's not that Eva doesn't know about any of it, you know, but at the same time, it's just, you know, this is like my therapy sessions for myself, you know. My counselor right now at the moment is on vacation, so like these are like like when people write down in a journal, this is like my journaling, you know. It works so much better for me, then I don't have to keep a journal and all that other stuff. So yeah, I just thought about something. Oh my god, I'm so mad at myself. I deleted my notebook on my phone because my stupid phone is just garbage. It has all my passwords and shit on it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Nice job. So, it's okay. I'll make a new notebook and I'll figure out all my passwords, reset shit. It's not like I can't do that, so. Oh, God. Love being a moron. Alright, guys. I hope everybody has a good Tuesday. Whatever day it is in the world for you. Whatever time it is for you. I'll talk to you guys as soon as I can. And when I make time. So.